22 minutes after 11 o'clock, and as I mentioned before, I had a special treat for you, and I'm real happy to welcome Lara Mir into the studios here. Welcome to 90.5 tonight. It's nice to meet you.
Hello.
And thank you for coming in, and to Jared and Darren as well, who have joined up to play some music for us on this gorgeous Thursday morning here on 90.5 tonight. And Lana, you've got a self-titled CD that has just come out. Is it released available yet, or is it just for us radio station folk?
You can purchase Lara Mir LP debut self-titled album on iTunes. It was released on August 23rd.
Nice.
iTunes, Amazon.
So what part of Mississippi are you from? I can tell there's an accent there, but I'm not going to...
I am from far, far south. Now I'm from Ukraine, Kiev.
From Kiev. So welcome. You've been here in America now for years, so this is nothing new for you. But you speak perfect English.
Thank you.
Just to let you know.
Thanks.
So I've got like 1,000 questions, so we'll just start off from the beginning. Growing up in Kiev, and feel free to correct me anytime you want, because I might have like a skewed remembrance of history. But even when the Soviet Union was in full force, the Ukraine was always kind of off on its own anyway. I mean, there's a sense of independence for the Ukraine even while they were part of the Union, right?
They've been a part of the Union, and they always wanted to be independent, and it happened in 1991.
Right.
So we kind of were a part of Russia, but I speak Ukrainian and Russian, and when I was growing up, it was Ukraine, independent.
Right. The people that I've met from the Ukraine always, to them, they were never actually part of Russia. They were their own country that just happened to be there for the time being.
Yes.
Kind of deal. And also, I must ask you, what is it with the desserts out of the Ukraine? Because the chocolate desserts coming out of Kiev that I've had are the absolute most amazing desserts ever. So you got to give me a recipe or two when you get off the air, okay?
I will.
So when you were growing up, and how much Western influence made it into Kiev at the time? I mean,
not a lot, I guess.
I mean, that was before you probably didn't have, the internet wasn't really happening back then, and satellite TV was kind of hit or miss.
No internet, no
So what
TV.
What did you know about Western culture?
All the little glimpses I had of music was mesmerizing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some CDs and tapes, and we had like an hour of MTV a week. I was always excited for that program on TV.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of a source of information.
Looking back on the early days of when you would see an hour of MTV, what stuck out to you? What was it that you would sit there and just go, I want to do this?
Oh my God, everything. I recorded everything, and I translated all the songs in Russian, and I sent them over and over again. And I'm like, I just want to go and move to New York or United States and be just like those artists.
And you did. You did make it over here. How long did it take you to get from, not like actually like
8
traveling,
hours.
8 hours. No, but it's like, when you decided to move, how, did you do it right away, or did you have to, take years to do it, or months? Or?
I decided when I was 11, so my parents were not comfortable.
No, probably sending you off to New York at 11 is not a good idea.
Yeah. So as soon as I could, when I was more adult, I told my parents that I would like to explore a music scene of New York.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was a quick decision, but I was thinking about it for many years.
When I'm thinking about like you growing up in Kiev, which is a major city, it's got a couple of million people in it, and there's so many other places you could have chosen other than New York, because, I would imagine that's where MTV is based, but like, LA, Chicago, Paris, London. There's so many different places. What made New York the place that you had to be?
Honestly, it's not, I didn't know MTV was based in New York, but it just happened. I was thinking about all the other places, but I was thinking about LA because I thought Hollywood is very glamorous.
Mm-hmm.
But then I moved to US, and I realized I don't know how to drive, and New York would be the best city for me to take a subway.
Yeah, because LA, if you don't drive, you don't go anywhere in LA. That's the problem. Did when you were listening to MTV, one of the first song that I heard from you, the first one that was sent to us, was a cover of an old Stone Roses tune, and the first thing that struck me was you weren't born when the Stone Roses did this song. So how did you hear about I Want to Be Adored? Was that one of the MTV videos you saw, or was it just something that came to you later?
I was introduced to Stone Roses when I was Kiev, but I learned more about them from my producers, Andy Chase and Bruce Driscoll. They introduced me to Manchester movement and all the cool UK bands.
Because that was a great music scene coming out of Manchester, and all the stuff that was coming out of there with Happy Mondays and Stone Roses and all those cool people, Hurricane and Oasis, of course, and those people. So you did a great version of the song. Would you like to hear that now, or you want to play live first and play it later? It's up to you.
We can hear I Want to Be Adored. It's a great
cool.
song.
We'll play this first one. This is the first track that we got to hear, but wait till you hear the rest of this stuff from Lana Mir here on Brookdale Public Radio, 90.5 The Night.
What gets you moving?
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
You fuel your body,
And your mind.
whether you like to throw around the football.
play frisbee in the park,
Or dance in your room.
Moving every day helps give you a healthy body and mind.
And that makes you part of a winning team. Hey, that was my line. Get up and play an hour a day, Doc.
check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
That's www.letsmove.gov.
That is Lana Mir, and I Want to Be Adored, the old Stone Roses tune here on Brookdale Public Radio, 90.5 The Night. And I was talking to Lana off mic saying that the thing I love about your version of that song is that you make it sound like a very vulnerable vocal performance, you know? Like it changes the whole mood of that song from when Ian Brown sang it back in the 80s with Stone Roses. He was a little bit more cocky. You know, you sound very very vulnerable singing that. So it was an excellent choice from your producers to play you that song.
Thank you.
So before we let too much time go away, I do want to make mention of the fact that you're playing tomorrow night during Fashion Week up in New York City.
Yes,
so
I am.
that should be exciting.
It is very exciting. I'm playing tomorrow at Bloomingdale's in Soho at 7 p.m. for a fashion night out. It's a lower level of the store, so please come in and support.
Yeah, it'd be nice. A free show.
A free show and live music.
Now, this is the idea of you being associated with Fashion Week. Yeah, how did that come together?
I love fashion, and we got an invitation to perform, and of course I said yes.
Have you ever done any professional modeling for fashion? Because people, if you stare into your speakers at home really closely, you might be able to see the fact that you're gorgeous. So, have you ever done modeling, or was that ever an avenue for you?
I was thinking about that. I did couple things, but I think I like music better.
And we're better for it too, because we get to hear you. But that'll be tomorrow night, and then you're playing at Arlene's in later on in September on the 22nd. You'll be up there.
Yes, 10 p.m.
10 p.m. And then you'll be you're getting the show on the road more or less. You're going to be able to tour. Any plans for a longer tour yet, or that's still working out?
It's still in project. We're working on that.
Well, cool. Hopefully you'll be able to come down here and play local for us.
That would be great.
So one of the things that struck me when I was like listening to your album is, and it's kind of like what happens whenever I meet people that are from a different country, is that you're very international. That sounds redundant, but like your musical, stylings take from a lot of different things. You seem to have been associating your music with a lot of different styles, and one of the ones that you've done that is evident throughout the course is bossa nova. How did that come together? Where did you first hear the bossa nova, and can you dance it? That's the point.
I love Brazilian music, and believe it or not, I discovered it when I moved to United States. It was not a lot of Brazilian music somehow.
In Kiev, which I find actually, this is how much I actually know weird trivia stuff. But the sister cities for Kiev, the two that I know of, or three that I know of, is Rio de Janeiro, Chicago, and a place in Scotland. One of the ones in Scotland. Yeah.
That.
So anyway, Rio is your sister city. So I would have thought that there would have been this massive amount of bossa nova music being played in Kiev, but I guess not, huh?
Not that much. Yeah, I discovered great artists, and I was fascinated by the music. So I kind of even started to sing a little in Portuguese. I don't speak, but I was just fascinated by the music.
I mean, it's a great, to incorporate a bossa nova beat with your Russian sensibilities with Manchester and stuff. And I mean, it's just like this like really cool melange of music. It's very nice. And it all works really well. I mean, it just sounds great. And that would be a great intro for you guys to play a track. What would you like to play for us?
Speaking of bossa novas, we can start with Goodbye Girl.
Great. This is Lana Mir live in the studio on Brookdale Public Radio, 90.5 The Night.
Spent too many lonely holidays. You will never change, 'cause you're impossible. So impossible. And it's impossible for me to stay with you. Say goodbye, girl. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, girl. Say goodbye, girl. I know tomorrow, whoa, 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 they run back to me. But please don't follow. No, no, no. I want you let me be. Say goodbye, girl. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, girl. Say goodbye, girl. Na 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 ba da 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 ba. Na na ba da ba da 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 ba. Na na ba da ba da 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 ba da ba ba ba. Ba da ba. Ba ba da ba da ba. Ba ba da ba da ba. Ba ba da ba. Ba da ba ba ba. Ba da ba. Ba 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 da ba.
Redefine your world. Join the Peace Corps.
Apply now at peacecorps.gov.
Impossible.
When you open a book, you can explore new lands, meet new friends, and discover new adventures. There are amazing possibilities when you open your mind to reading. You can log onto the Library of Congress website and let the journey begin.
Redefine your world. Join the Peace Corps.
Apply now at peacecorps.gov.
One of the more stupid questions that I can ask, but I'll do it anyway. When you're writing songs, do you hear it first in Russian and translate it to English, or are you thinking of the lyrics in English now?
No, I I think in English.
So you don't have to, like, you're not constantly translating in your mind as I'm asking you questions. You're not sitting there like going, okay, what does this mean? What does this mean? You're basically doing it that way.
Yeah, it would be much slower process, be a longer interview.
I got time. I'm here until 3, so I got all the time in the world, so we can just kind of hang out and chat. So, when have you been back home to Kiev in the last few years?
I haven't been home yet, but I'm planning on it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to tour in Europe, so swing by home and.
That'd be nice to be able to play for your family.
Yeah.
Show them that you made the right decision. And you had.
Yeah, playing in Kiev would be a lot of fun, I think.
Well, I hope it comes true for you really soon. What would you like to play for us next? I see that Jared put the capo on. So what would you like to play?
These Days is the song from the record.
Great.
Myself again, facing memories of when I own the world like I own my heart. All the places that I go, they will lead me back to home. I guess it's now or never. These days are falling, the last chance is calling. These days, I know, they weren't meant to last forever. I think back through all the years, something always reappears and plays in my mind till I fall apart. Things I should have done or said, attempts to start looking ahead. It's now or never. These days are falling, the last chance is calling. These days, I know, they weren't meant to last forever. Time turns, but I'm not looking back. Time turns, now I'm leaving the past. Time turns, this is my last chance. These days are falling, the last chance is calling. These days, I know, they weren't meant to last forever.
Lana Mir live here in the studio on Brookdale Public Radio, 90.5, and then another track from your debut CD, which sounded great again, as usual. So these days, speaking of the song, pretty good, pretty exciting for you. When you moved over here, how long? 10 years, right?
7.
7.
Yeah.
Did you know anybody over here? Did you have somebody that you could call up and go, I'm here? Was it anybody at all here?
Yeah, I was not planning on, but I had one high school friend. And she said, okay, we're moving to New York. Would you like to come with us? And I said, sure.
Nice. Because I'm wondering, it must be scary to like move thousands and thousands of miles away from home and be in a place with a totally different language. Were you speaking, when you were talking before about learning English, so you spoke pretty fluent English by the time you got here. Mm-hmm. But still, it must have been a little daunting to come into this country and not really know anybody or anything.
It was a little scary, but I was more excited than scared.
Where in New York, when you first came in, where did you move to?
Really far away in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn?
Avenue X.
Wow, that is far
up.
up.
The last stop on the F train.
Really? That takes a long time to get into the city from there. What kind of jobs did you have to grab to make ends meet while you were starting the music?
I actually worked at the ice cream store. It was summer.
Yeah.
I had a chance to eat a lot of gelato.
Did they have gelato in Kiev before you got here?
No.
No? A new experience for you on that, too.
Yeah. I tried all the flavors.
How did you get in touch with Andy? How did they find you, or did you find them to get this deal going?
I really liked Ivy and Brookville, and at that moment, I had some songs I wrote, and I was looking for a producer, and I looked him up, and I really liked his music, and I'm like, that would be the perfect person to work with. So I emailed him, and I said, hey, would you like to work with me? And
he was smart enough to say yes, which is good for Andy. And for those people that don't know, Andy Chase is in Ivy and Paco and works, with the guys from Fountains of Wayne and does all kinds of great stuff. So he's quite, into the thread of the music scene in New York City and all that. So he made the right choice, and so did you, because the album sounds incredibly good. And you should be very proud of it. You just made a video for a song, which I think for you must have been exciting, because here you are, learning about Western culture through the videos of MTV back then, and now you get to make your own video. So that must have been cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Did you map it out, or did your director say, okay, this is what we're going to do with the song, or was it all,
We had to, I Want to Be Adored video, we filmed it in California and San Francisco, and it was kind of a mutual idea of everyone who was involved in the project.
Nice.
Yeah, because the people who did the video, they loved that song and my version.
Yes. Well, I said your version is great. So it's now your song. It's you can lay claim to it, okay? Because you made it different. You have another song you want to do for us, Summertime, right?
Yeah, it's not summer anymore. But it still feels like summer.
We still have a couple of weeks worth of it, so.
Yes, next song is called Summertime.
Cool.
Summertime is here, and that old familiar sunlight's dancing in your eyes. Don't want this time to go, but good things always go, and leave me in a spotlight for all the world to see. But spare the misery this time. Never let the summer end. Never let the summer end. Remember all the good times when we go running away from the places that make us happy, baby, baby, baby. So it's gotta be a wave goodbye to all my fading memories. Don't want this time to go, but if it's gotta go, I'll do my best to not cry. I'll leave another year wishing you were here with me. Never let the summer end. Never let the summer end. Remember all the good times when we go running away from the places that make us happy, baby, baby, baby. Summertime is here, and that old familiar sunlight's dancing in your eyes. Don't want this time to go, but if it's gotta go, I'll do my best to not cry. I'll live another year wishing you were here with me. Never let the summer end. Never let the summer end. Never let the summer end.
Perfect song for what is this? The 8th day of September, I think, the 9th day of September, whatever. So Lana Mir live in the studio here on Brookdale Public Radio, 90.5 tonight. And as we mentioned earlier, Lana will be playing up in Bloomingdale's tomorrow night, part of Fashion Week, and that's at 7 o'clock down in Soho. So for those of you that are planning on heading into the city to celebrate a weekend, you can get in there early and catch a free show. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then later on in this month, you'll be at Arlene's, which is down in the Village as well. I can't remember the address.
Stanton Street.
Stanton Street. I knew. I've been there. And it's one of those things. I know how to get there. I just couldn't tell anybody else. But anyway, you'll be at Arlene's in a couple of weeks, and hopefully you'll be out on the road doing a bunch more shows. What's your website address so people can find you on check out more songs and talk?
www.lanamir.com.
Nice.
And follow on Twitter at Lara Mir.
Yes. See, I don't tweet. I'm not. I haven't started the twit thing yet, but I'm working on it. One of these days. Jared, Darren, thank you guys so much for coming in and being a part of this. Lana, thank you so much for taking time coming down from the city. Good luck with the album. It sounds brilliant, and I think we'll be hearing lots and lots from you over the years. Have fun up at Fashion Week tomorrow night, and I'm going to play one more song from the album. It's one of my favorite tracks. There's like so many to choose from, but this leads off the album here on Brookdale Public Radio 90.5 The Night.
Maybe it's my destiny.